Hey everyone, it's Monica from Popcorn Reviews, and today I am sharing a fun interview with the cast of Jurassic World, Camp Cretaceous. Season 3 releases this Friday on Netflix, brought to you by DreamWorks Animation, Universal Pictures, and of course, Amblin Entertainment. You do not want to miss the third season of Camp Cretaceous. I got to screen it, and it is bigger, scarier, and of course, there is more teeth. You can check out my spoiler-free review on my blog now, popcornreviews.com. I'll link it below. Check out this interview with the voice actors for Darius and Sammy. We got to talk about season 3 and some of those exciting things in store for viewers, as well as the reception that the Jurassic World fans have given them entering into this wonderful franchise. Well, it's great talking to you both today. I mean, season 3, I just screened it, so no spoilers, but I think it's the biggest and probably the scariest yet. And I'm just super curious. Your characters have evolved, the story has evolved, campers have been on the island now for 6 months. How do you keep making the stakes bigger and more exciting?
Man, one thing I can say is I always have to give shout outs to our animators and our writers and our producers. And a really big shout out to our studio director, Serena Irwin. She's fantastic. We couldn't have made it without her. But I feel like there's a lot that goes into making a show, and all the people that I just referenced are definitely like, it can't happen without them. Some of the stuff that happens in season 3 shocked me, and I've read everything like 3 times over. But I mean, it's just that in season 3, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. As you might know, there are like a few jump scares here and there, family-friendly jump scares, of course. But it's definitely out of the ordinary, and it also goes to show how much this season is kind of giving you stuff that's out of the ordinary. Like, there are new threats that we haven't seen before. There's this crazy new hybrid dinosaur that's coming out that we have no knowledge about, and the only reason they survived on the island for this long is because of their knowledge of like animals and how they react. And this is something that they've never heard about or learned about, and it's completely unpredictable. So I definitely think it's going to make for a very interesting and very suspenseful season.
I definitely agree with Paul. Our writers come up with such amazing stories. And not only do they have, stories to look up on to sort of set examples from the books and, the previous, franchise movies and things like that, but it's just like, to be able to put each season, like Paul said, like I get shocked every time I read the script too. And when I got to watch some of season 3, same thing. I was like, oh my gosh, I remember reading this in the script, but that's what it's going to look like. I'm like, this is so scary. This is awesome. So I think for sure it's really great to bring in new aspects of it for sure. And being on the show and our season 3 already, we're kind of in an unfamiliar timeline. So we sort of get to set the tone of what we want to do on our show, and we have the freedom to do that, and our writers have completely taken that to heart and have added so many fun things to the franchise itself. Like Paul said, some new never before seen threats, things that happen on the island that the kids can't even believe is happening to them. Obviously character development, there's so many things that you can touch up on just the characters alone, of their backgrounds and how they're responding to that, and then being on the island together. And there's so many storylines that you can put together for season 3, and I'm so excited for everyone to see it and see what our amazing team has come up with this season.
So the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World franchise is loved by so many adults and kids alike. When you guys joined Camp Cretaceous, did you expect such a warm fan reaction? I've seen so much like art and like love online for all of the characters. Did you expect it? And what's it been like being part of this kind of fandom?
I think I speak for both of us and the entire show when I'm like, we were hoping for that warm love and welcoming into the franchise. It's always a risk throwing something new to something that is so beloved and is so well known around the world. to have a show like this, it to be animated, and we're kids and we're the forefront of the show, where most of the time it's always been adults, and kids have been, a focal point of the franchise, but to have them the main characters of this show, getting to introduce new timelines, new dinosaurs, new threats, new things, getting to explore Isla Nublar even more, and getting to invent the whole world of Camp Cretaceous. I think anything like that is always a risk, and I feel like it's really paid off because the fans have quite literally welcomed us with open arms. They are so excited. I like you. I've seen the fan art. I've seen the tweets and the DMs and the comments of what's gonna happen this season, and oh, here are my theories, and oh, I love this pairing, or oh, I love this, and is this dinosaur gonna come back, and oh, look at the toys, and look what they've sent out next. Is this a spoiler? What does this mean? Like, they're so invested, and I love it so much. It's always a little bit of a risk entering something this big, and to have the love and the welcoming that we've had, we are so incredibly grateful and so lucky to get to go on this ride with the fans, because we are fans ourselves now, and so to sort of join them on this ride is super exciting.
Right, and I 100% have to agree with Rainey that like it was a risk, because making a spin-off, I guess, like prequel, sequel, two, three totally different things in a timeline, it was definitely a risk, because I guess when you're making something like this, you feel like that moral obligation to hit the expectation of what its predecessors were. And seeing the fans just welcome the show with open arms and smiles and saying like, this show is amazing, it's definitely something that I was hoping for.
No, that was great. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.